Mike Paralek here to talk to you. I had to leave work early today. Good thing I left when I did because I didn't even make it home. I had to pull the car over to the side of the road and put on the hazard lights and go out and regurgitate. I anticipated I was going to talk to a detective who's contacted me regarding my father's incarceration. So when I got home, I called him and talked to him. I apologized to the legal profession as a whole on account of the shortcomings that is my family when it comes to my father. And I explained to him about how he received the charge of child abuse when we were kids, although he never had to do the time because my grandmother emptied out her bank account to see that he didn't have to do the time for the crime of child abuse of which he was convicted of. I was the 11-year-old boy who had stripped down to his underwear so the authorities could take pictures of the bruises all over my body. Last Tuesday, that morning we had all that snow. I went to his apartment because there was a note on the door when I went there the previous Saturday saying that the new owners were going to be there to inspect the apartment in the morning between such and such time. So I thought, okay, I should be there when this happens so that I can get in there and maybe get some of our family heirlooms and pictures and family memories and stuff. Nobody showed up. That was the morning it was snowing and everything. I discovered the door was open and the place was ransacked. The painting, I remember being in my grandparents' house when I was a child, was gone. The only thing I was able to get was the family portrait of my grandparents and my father and his sisters when they were little. A guitar that my father promised to will to me. and family pictures and whatnot. That's all I was going for. The day wasn't totally in vain. I did get the new owners texted me. So I have a line of communication with the new owners of the building. So whenever the weather gets warmer, make arrangements to do whatever with the rest of his personal effects. The dog, Annie. People who watch my channel are probably the only reason they would watch a video like this is because they're probably wondering what's going to happen to Annie. So Annie the Collie, not even 3 years old yet, purebred Collie Annie, is in an animal shelter. That Tuesday, after I was done over there, and nobody ever showed up, but I did get communication with the new owners of the building. Anyways, I stopped at the animal shelter that I found out through the grapevine that she was at, and they assured me that his bill is already on its way to $2,000, and but they assured me that Annie is basically the plan is to spade the dog and adopt the dog, and being that it's a purebred collie, not even 3 years old, that shouldn't be too difficult. As a matter of fact, a coworker of mine has a friend that lost a dog and isn't very interested in getting the dog, And so I gave him the information of the website to go to. So as soon as Annie goes up on that website, I'm hoping and praying that my friend, my coworker from work, their friend, gets the dog. Trust me, wherever Annie goes, she'll be a much happier dog with somebody else than with my father. You can't keep a dog like that in a freaking kennel at the foot of your bed. He wanted that dog because he had to have a dog. That's as far as it went. As far as the dog having needs and things you need to take care of, doesn't compute in my father's male feminist brain. What else? Oh, the detectives asked him about what the hell the charges are against. As far as all I had to go on was he verbally threatened to kill a guy in his building, and the technical charges the detective told me was disorderly conduct, whatever. I don't even remember exactly what he said, but whatever. He's going to be in there long enough for the eviction process to go through from his apartment. The detective did inquire if he didn't come right out and ask me, but apparently they're looking for somebody to forward his mail to. I ain't getting involved with that. I told him I can't. I can't deal with him. He is a male feminist narcissist. Like, I think my ma said it best. Years ago, I remember a conversation I had with my mom in regards to him is when he had his heart attack initially, years ago. I remember a conversation I had with my mom is I think he has a heart attack because he never used his heart. At least not for another living soul on this earth, except for himself. But no, I will not follow suit with my grandmother. I will not empty out my life saving to bail him out of trouble. Like she did, emptied out her life savings when we were kids so that he wouldn't have to do the time for the crime he was convicted of child abuse. I will not do that. I have two, in the story of life, I may not be all that lucky in terms of family and love and all that stuff, but you know what? I consider myself pretty damn lucky in terms of jobs. I got two pretty darn good jobs. They're both in many ways just perfect for me. I have a beautiful home all to myself that I don't have to share with nobody. I have a reliable vehicle. I'm happy. I got my things that make me happy. I'm happy. I'm not going to sacrifice all that I worked my whole life to accomplish to bail him out of trouble now. I won't do it. F you. I hope he gets convicted and he has to stay in prison. He has to go to prison. I'll visit him once a year in the summer on his birthday, and maybe call him two other times throughout the year for 10, 15 minutes and listen to his BS. But you know what? That's all I got left in my heart for this guy. That's all I got left. Besides, he's not going to live much longer anyways. I had to save his life once. People watching my channel know all about that. But I had to save his life once to give the neurologist permission to drill the hole in his skull and get the blood clot out. But now I'm done. He's a ward of the state. He's always has been. He was either a criminal or a ward of the state. Or a ward of my grandmother. That's the issue. See, my grandparents are dead. His sisters, my aunts are dead. There's nobody left willing to sacrifice for him. People sacrifice for this guy, my father, all his life. In this time that we had together, this past summer, I had to listen to him go on and on about how wonderful his mother was and how she always stood up for him and all this. Oh, my mother was so great. She always stood up for me in every situation. Yeah, she sure did. Even putting her grandchildren in second place at one point at least. I already talked about this on the channel. I'm convinced the woman did more good than evil in her life, in the grand scheme of things. Unfortunately, the one very evil thing she did, very wrong thing she did, 3 of her grandchildren suffered because of it. Alright, that's it. I fighting a headache and probably should stop recording. Might have to regurgitate again. The only thing coming out is water and coffee. It's the only thing I've consumed in the last 12 hours. But in regards to this thing, I'm done. I'm just dumb. I'm done. From now on, the rest of my life's going to be about taking care of me. Making sure I'm okay. I'm done. He's a ward of the state. Even my sisters are wards of the state. My kid sister lives in a frickin' adult foster care system for adults. Thanks, Dad. I'm the only one who's not a ward of the state. I gotta end on a high note. I had to take a test, I think when I was like 17 or whatever. I had to go downtown, and whatever normal is, the state decided I was it and dropped jurisdiction over me. I fooled them! I fooled them all! Sorry. I had to end on a high note after all that. They ask you stupid questions like, who is the president? Who's the vice president? Oh, you know who the... Oh, you're 17 and you know who the president is. Okay, you must be normal. Oh, God. Mike Parallax, thank you for your time. Annie's going to be just... Annie the dog is going to be alright. He's talking about a purebred collie, not even 3 years old. I'm pretty sure, even if my co-worker's friend doesn't get the dog, even the detective just now on the phone was saying, oh, yeah, there's a couple people that are actually interested in adopting the dog. Annie will be all right. And wherever she is, she'll be much happier than she ever was living with my father.